Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, your Ross character is all dependent on the thoughts that are just happening. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah. Okay. Now, in the absence of thoughts, would it still be Ross here?
No, there wouldn't be.
Good.
It would just be the consciousness. It'd just be that.
Good enough. Good enough. But good enough. But what we're trying, yes. But what we're trying to eliminate here is this idea of the individual Ross character somehow being here and being alive and being conscious and can see, hear, taste, touch, smell, and can think, and because all of that is false. 100% false. The Ross character can't do shit because the Ross character is nothing but a pattern of thoughts.
Okay.
That's all the Ross character is. And we can prove it because we can remove the Ross character with amnesia. But in the process of removing the Ross character with amnesia, you do not fall off your chair dead.
Right.
There's a life here that would remain in the absence of the Ross character, which is nothing but a construct of thoughts and mind. You got it?
Yeah.
Good. So
a pattern of thoughts. This thing about a pattern of thoughts, returning to patterns.
Yeah.
Patterns.
Yeah. So remember a moment ago I asked you, who are the thoughts about? And who are the thoughts about?
About this being, this not being, but this entity, if you like, called Ross, this construct called Ross.
Okay, you called it an entity.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay, you want to back?
I want to back a bit. It's just a thought construct called Ross.
Good. So now, who are the thoughts about then?
Just that thing. That Ross thing.
What is that?
Well, according to what we're saying now, it's just something that just comes up.
As what? Yeah, as what?
As thoughts.
Good. Yeah. Good. So, who are the thoughts about?
It's just about itself. It's a self-perpetuating piece of bullshit.
Good. So the thoughts are about thoughts.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
I know.
Yeah, but like, are you really grasping this? Because this is actually true. Because ordinarily we go, who are all the thoughts about? And ordinarily we would say me. About me. Of course, they're fucking about me. And then you discover what the me is, which is nothing but a pattern of thoughts. And then you realize that all this stuff that's been going on in here is all about itself.
Yeah.
The thoughts are only about thoughts. So it's story within story within story within story within story. And one of the stories in there is that there's a Ross character here that can see, hear, taste, touch, and smell, and is alive. Now, of course, I'm not saying that there's not aliveness here. I'm not saying that there's not consciousness, that there's not awareness, that there's not seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, and smelling. My question is it Ross that's conscious and aware and seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, and smelling and thinking? That's my question to you. Now, after we've been through everything that we've just been through.
No.
Good.
I'm working you out here. It's nice to be in your doors, but you got to work to be there.
Yeah. No. Okay, so see, Ross, somewhere around the age of 2 years of age, okay, there's a process that starts to happen. We're not aware of it, and we don't know, and we don't even think of it, and we're not even aware of it as adults, okay? But there's a process that begins. This, you know, if we look at thoughts, okay, all your thoughts and my thoughts, I'm assuming here, but I'm pretty sure I'm right with you, yeah? All our thoughts are in the English language. All your thoughts started off in the English language, okay?
Oh.
And we didn't start to, so all our thoughts are in our mother tongue.
Yep.
Some people that are, you know, bilingual or multilingual can have thoughts in different languages as well, but let's just keep it simple, yeah? So now, why is it we can't remember any earlier than 2 or 3 years of age? Some people can't, some people it's even a bit later than that, but why can't we remember any earlier than your earliest memory, for example?
Yeah, interesting point. You're saying that it's tied into our thought, our words, our understanding of language.
Of course, isn't it? If you have a look at that, just have a look at that. Could you have a thought in English if you didn't understand the language?
Well, no, you couldn't.
You couldn't.
Oh.
So what sort of thought, like a 6-month-old?
Could a 6-month-old not have a visual?
Have a
visual?
It could have a visual, but would it know what the visual is without thought, without language?
That's an interesting hypothesis. Could you not bring up the visual as an adult and then put a name to it?
That's what we do. That is exactly what we do. There are visuals that you and I have. There's no doubt about that. There's visuals.
I mean, we could have visuals of when we were 6 months.
And then put a name to it, yes. But the 6-month-old.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's good. So the question there is, when does the me come online?
Sure.
When did Ross start to come online?
Yeah, it goes hand in hand with understanding language. Yeah.
Language. Yeah. Okay. So that being the case, was it Ross that was there when you were 6 months old?
No.
What was there at 6 months old or 12 months old? What was there?
Just the consciousness.
Smiling and laughing and giggling and playing with little things and, you know. Didn't need an individual there, did it? No. So the individual, the personal character, comes later, somewhere around the age of 2, 3 years of age, when we start to learn language. And then when we start to learn language, our thinking becomes in that language, yeah? Sure. So at some point, it's like mind or thoughts, yeah, hijack this presence, this beingness that you're calling it, yeah? At some point, the mind hijacks this and starts calling this me.
Yeah, I get that. But is it a hijack? I mean, or is it a response to us having to live in a world and look after ourselves and, you know,
both, absolutely, both. You'd be pretty fucked if you never learnt language and you never had thoughts. Yeah. You'd kind of be sitting there pretty well brain dead. You know what I mean? Thoughts are important. There's no ifs or buts about it. Yeah. It's a dualistic world. It's a seeming dualistic world. Underline, seeming dualistic world that we live in. seeming. So this teaching is called non-duality.
Yeah.
And what I encourage people to do, and what I spend most of my time doing with people, Ross, is getting them to understand what duality is.
Yeah. Okay. I do get where you're coming from there.
Yeah, non-dual. What the fuck? Non-dual. What instrument do we have at hand to come to an understanding of what non-dual is?
Yeah.
The mind. The mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you've noticed. I don't
That's
know if
always
you.
yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the mind itself is dualistic.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do understand.
Good, good. So, at best, what we do is we use the mind to come to an understanding of what we're not.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Not using the mind to come to an understanding of what we are.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a negation process.
That's actually a fundamental issue, isn't it, with meditation, the whole thing really of trying to get somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's somewhere that we're trying to arrive at. We're trying to arrive there with a dualistic instrument.
Yeah.
And where we're apparently trying to arrive is the non-dual. And how are you going to do that with mind? That's why you'll hear people say the answer's not in the mind.